Yeah, we should just get started. Do you have the voicemails queued up, Dylan?
I got you, boss.
Okay.
Welcome to the Swing Set. Climb on up. There is always a swing available. On Life on the Swing Set, the podcast, we explore ethically non-monogamous relationships, the pleasures and passions, the promise and pitfalls. We discuss all aspects of ethical non-monogamy in a fun, open, and welcoming fashion, with a gleam in our eye, a bounce in our step, our hands down your pants. Ooh, sorry, got ahead of myself. We may be biased. In fact, we most certainly are. But we don't sugarcoat, and each of us speaks honestly and earnestly about our thoughts, ideas, and experiences throughout our very own lives on the swing set. Thanks for swinging by.
Hi, Swing Set fans. We love you. We love our listeners. We love that you engage us on Twitter at #SSPodcast and on our personal Twitter accounts, but we're greedy and we'd like your help engaging more listeners and more communities. Make sure you follow on Twitter at SwingSetFM and at On The Swingset, and throw our Swingset Family's podcasts and articles a retweet and a like. Also, feel free to yell at Dylan on Twitter. He loves that shit. Hey, who wrote... Oh, God, Cooper, that's the last time I read something without proving it.
Welcome to Life on the Swing Set. We're so excited because we're about to have a voicemail gangbang here. Questions have been edited for time and clarity. If you have a question for the Swing Set, please call 573-55-SWING. That's 573-557-9464 to leave your voicemail for an upcoming listener mailbag episode. I'm Cooper, and tonight I have with me...
Hey everybody, it's Ginger.
You've got Dylan.
Hello, it's Katie Mack.
Please tweet along as you listen to our episode with #SSPodcast. You can find us all on Twitter at Cooper S. Beckett, at Ginger and the Prof, at Dylan the Thomas, and at that Katie Mack. And if you like what we're doing here and want to help us keep doing it, you can support us by buying a shirt or other awesome merchandise at lifeontheswingset.com/support, or you can sign up on our Patreon page to throw us $1 or $10 every time we release an episode, or set a monthly tip amount at lifeontheswingset.com/tip. Welcome to a voicemail gangbang, guys.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
I am so excited.
And we actually got one voicemail that referenced how they were going to ask us a question on Twitter, but then remembered how much we love voicemail.
Yeah.
So, listeners, remember, we love voicemail. Love it. So, let's get right to our first listener voicemail.
Hi, Swing Setters. Long-time listener from Australia. I started tweeting this question at you, but then thought about how much you love getting voicemail. We were hanging out with friends a few nights ago, and someone mentioned a threesome hookup app called Thrinder. I was curious and downloaded the app. It seemed to have the same user verification and privacy concept as Tinder, which involves linking to your Facebook account. I was a little anxious about this and did some Googling about privacy, which never resolved or alleviated my concerns. I guess it depends on how you feel Facebook works for your privacy. I did stumble across an interesting point on some reviews. Does this sort of app normalize non-monogamy, or does it make threesomes too easy? When I say it aloud, it sounds kind of funny, like, who will rid me of these troublesome threesomes? Maybe I'm just asking for your thoughts on the sort of swipe and meet culture of dating apps versus the slightly more considered approach that a site like Cassidy offers. Anyway, thanks, James.
So I admit I've actually used, and I guess I've never heard it pronounced before, but Thrinder or Thrinder. So I'm just going to call it Thrinder because that's what you said.
Oh, good. You know what he was asking about. Because
Yeah.
I couldn't understand it, and I was just Googling things.
Well, I just assumed that you were being racist against Australians and couldn't understand his pronunciation or something.
Yes,
But,
because the entire Australian race pronounces things differently, Dylan. You're right.
No, but okay, so Thrinder or Thrinder is literally an app that you use, and you swipe left and right like Tinder, like he said, and it's for threesomes.
I totally didn't know about this app. I'm downloading it right now.
It's only it used to be only for iOS. I don't know if it's for Android too, but the purpose is literally to
I can go on the
put together threesomes,
Android
right?
waiting list. Yes,
And so,
please.
I'd say anything that makes potential non-monogamy easier is a net positive, because anybody anywhere can have a negative experience on Tinder, on Grindr, on any other app, on OkCupid, any other app that lets you meet people, because some people are horrible. Some of us may feel that more people are horrible than others, but there are a lot of good people out there, and anything that gives you a chance to meet somebody, in my opinion, is a net positive. And it just happens that because people are on Thrinder, they're already a captive audience. They're already at least a little interested in getting with more than one person at a time. And while you're probably going to see a lot more single men on there than anything else, the nice thing about Thrinder is that you can filter for what you want and filter for what you're offering. That makes it easier to find people. Now, having said that, here in Chicago, using it has not been... It hasn't been a great experience. I haven't found a lot of people on it.
Shortly, it's just going to be you and me, Dylan. I think. And you're always going to swipe left. Which way do you swipe on those things?
It's left for no one.
They sound like old man Cooper again.
But again, what he mentioned about Facebook authentication, yes, Thrinder uses Facebook authentication, which is problematic, and it's because every service out there wants you to use something called federated login services, like using a Facebook or a Twitter or a Google to authenticate, because it lowers the barrier to entry for these applications, theoretically. Because it's like, oh, hey, I could just say yes to something, then all of a sudden I'm on, and then for the service you get more people. But it also makes it easier for you to accidentally expose information. And so there are several things that Thrinder exposes. It exposes your pictures. I think it pulls your first name and a little bit of information that I don't recall at the moment. It's not terribly insecure, but it does pull photos. And so what you really need to do if you're going to get on a service that uses federated login like Thrinder is you're going to have an additional Facebook profile. And while Facebook does have their real name policy, it is what it is. It requires somebody to report you in order to get knocked offline. So if you're going to put together a profile with a few pictures where you only have a couple of token friends that you can use for something like this, you can go ahead and do that. And then you can put only pictures that appear there and nowhere else on the internet on that Facebook account, and then it gets dumped into Thrinder, and then you can go ahead. And really, the point of these apps isn't to go find your soulmate. You're not going to make a connection on one of these apps that instantly means you're going to have to get with somebody. You still have to go and talk to them a little bit online, and then meet them in person, and then decide where to go next. And so this is going to give you a chance to do that. I think it does normalize non-monogamy a little bit, because it got a lot of press when it first came out, because everybody's all up in arms about making, sinful things easier to do. And then everybody on Grindr laughed a while. So I think it's a net positive if you have enough people in the area that actually make use of it. And as long as you're careful, you don't have to worry too much about privacy. But if you're on your device, which has a Facebook account on it, it grabs the Facebook account that your Facebook app on the phone is linked to. So you have to log out of your Facebook app on your phone, then log in with your fake account, then log into Thrinder, then pull your Facebook authentication through that, and then you can change Facebook on your phone to be anything else. So really what you need to do, so it's like spend $50 to get an old device and hook it up to Wi-Fi, have it just for your burner fun accounts. It doesn't even need to have a number or anything. Just put all your fake fun stuff on there so that you can authenticate with everything and everybody, and you don't have to worry about anything. It's really the easiest way to do it. And if you're practicing non-monogamy, I think you can make the investment to get a burner $50 phone.
Will the senator yield?
The senator yields.
Oh gosh.
Sorry.
Okay. I was hoping. I have to say personally, all super useful information, and Dylan, I can't be more thrilled to know all of those things. Yet, as you were saying,
oh dear,
I am. But it makes having a couple of shots of tequila and going up to someone at a bar and saying, "Hey, want a threesome?" sound pretty fucking good, because all of that you just put out there is a lot of work for those of us who, just want to have a threesome. I mean, that just seems like a lot, but it's important that if you're doing it and using these cool apps that do normalize wanting to have a threesome, because fun stuff, if you want to, it's a lot of steps to take to protect your privacy. And that is important. Yet at the same time, I I all of a sudden felt really old school and was like, you know what? I'm just going to go to the bar or to a meet and greet and just be like, hey, or wear a t-shirt that says, who wants a threesome?
When
I like that one. The delegate from New Jersey would like to be recognized.
Yes, the floor is yours.
Thank you.
The shore is yours. Go ahead.
I have feelings about this, and I wanted to talk about them. On one hand, yes, normalizing, that's fantastic, great, high fives all around. I also like the idea of kind of taking people who are maybe just looking for a threesome and giving them a special place that... No.
Special place for you threesome people.
No,
that special threesome place.
Hear me out on this. How many times have we heard people, and in particular women, or in particular queer women, bitching about how most dating sites are overrun with women who have profiles, and as soon as you message them, it's like, oh, hey, this is really my boyfriend and I, and we're looking for a threesome.
Fuck that shit.
So kind of giving that a specific, like, look, if that's what you want, like, here's a great place for you to go. That's awesome. I don't like anything that links into my Facebook. It makes me feel weird. I want a greater sense of control in that, in particular with my pictures. And I'm a person who has multiple Facebook accounts, and that even sounds annoying to me.
Oh, it's annoying as fuck.
No, it's fine. You know, for me, in my own privacy and anonymity, my picture on my Facebook is not a picture of me. It's a picture of, like, fucking Xena. I don't know. It's like just something else. That's my own way to protect myself. So if I'm going to use something that's linked into my Facebook account, like, people better be damn well into Lucy Lawless.
Well, in fairness, who isn't?
Right? So it doesn't seem like the best design, but I guess we're not really here to critique that. I mean, your privacy is your own thing. If you want to wear a t-shirt that says who wants a threesome, I think that's the best idea I've ever fucking heard. I think that we should make that into a t-shirt, honestly, and sell it.
Okay.
I'm writing this down right now.
Okay.
Done.
But the question our gentleman asked was, is this making it too easy to have a threesome? So Dylan's answer is no, because here's all the things you have to do.
Correct.
My answer would be, you can remove a whole bunch of personal information from your Facebook profile if you want to link it to your swinger dating. Or just have a separate Facebook profile. You can log in and out of Facebook. It's so much easier than having a burner phone.
Dylan,
but
you still have to log it. But you still have to log in and out.
There,
and then there's you can accidentally use your regular. Okay, here's the thing. This is serious. Okay, so in iOS, which is the main platform that Thrinder users use because it was the first platform that it was on. Every time you do an OS update on the phone, some of your apps lose their cached credentials. You know, so you have to, like, enter your password in again on some stuff, and it's annoying. Sometimes you get an update from the app manufacturer, and it resets all of your preferences, and so you have to re-enter your username and password. And normally that wouldn't be a huge problem because everybody's here is, you know, using a password manager and two-factor authentication. But for something like Thrinder, it only lets you use Facebook because they probably data mine that shit. Which is one of the reasons they use that authentication. It's not great design, and they think it makes it easier, but really it adds a barrier to entry for people that care about their privacy, and people that are into threesomes generally want their privacy protected more than people that aren't into threesomes, or people that are into threesomes, unethical threesomes, outside of their relationship. So it's bad design. It can be worked around, and I really like that we agree, Katie, that giving people a place to actually cultivate their threesomes is not a bad thing because, I feel really bad for women that constantly like, hey, you woman person or person with lady parts looks like they might be interesting. Oh, you just want a fucking threesome. God damn it.
Yeah, I have a question and then a follow-up question. I would like to clarify something and then ask a question in response. My intentions have been stated. So the original question was, is it making it too easy to have a threesome?
Yes, but
Is that how it was explained to me?
But let's be very clear. His question was sort of a joke. He was not concerned about the security after he looked into it. So we are spending a lot of time dealing with the security issue that he didn't ask about.
Yeah, but I don't want to.
He wanted to create a more philosophical question about swipe and meetup dating apps.
Okay, to which my philosophical answer, if we're going to try to be Socratic about it for a second, is what exactly is too easy to have a through? You're not removing any of the actual interpersonal work. You're making it easier to screen and identify potential threesome havers. But it doesn't actually get you from like
it's not a threesome
phone
button
any faster. You know, you can't press a button, you can't teleport, there's no like beam me up here, like none of that. You still have to go through all the channels that you would. So I'm going to go in combo of saying no, but also I don't think making threesomes easier to have is a bad thing.
Yeah, like Jin, I agree with that, by the way. Jin, the thing that you said about, I'd rather go to a bar and put on a t-shirt, that's basically the same thing as doing all the work for the app. You're just loading things differently, because you could go into a bar where nobody is interested in a threesome, and then you end up striking out for a night, right? And so accurately, we all may get the same amount of threesomes, maybe even the same quality of threesomes. We just, put our work in different places to get there. So I like to use the combined arms approach to cultivating your non-monogamy, whereas you pretty much put yourself out there as much as you're comfortable with on every platform, whether that's going to a bar and sidling up next to some lady that has a guy next to her, or that'd be the high risk category for a dude. But for
how
women,
about a longitudinal study analyzing the comparative success rates of different forms of threesome seeking?
Well, let's get the National Health Service on that right now. The British National Health Service
some really good research,
because we know the American, the AMA would not do that.
I just really love analyzing data. I'm sorry.
I like that analyze starts with anal.
You would.
No, he wouldn't.
I
feel like we either answered this question or we're not going to at this point.
I think it's clear we're not going to. So Dylan, play the next voicemail.
Got it.
Hi, this is Rose. I think it's a very central question in or outside of swinging open poly that we don't know across the genders. Is it okay to talk about that I love you more than ever, but I miss the crazy desire from the early courtship days? So I was wondering, what advice would you give to, try to bring up that conversation in a way that's tactful and thoughtful of your partner, to try to dispel this idea that if we are perfect for each other, then we're always going to have the same crazy sexual attraction that we did in the beginning. Or also, maybe we should always have that level of desire. How do you know when it's a problem to be looked at, or when you say, oh, that's just normal?
Well, I'd like to just offer a resource. The resource is a book called Mating in Captivity by Esther Perel. It's an excellent resource, and really Sex at Dawn, Christopher Ryan's a great resource as well. Two very different books that both normalize the fact that as human beings in long-term relationships, desire wanes for lots of different reasons. Some are physiological, some are relational, including when we're in long-term partnerships, we become family, and desire grows and is sustained through the distance between lovers in a lot of ways. And there are ways to cultivate that. And she talks about that a lot in the book. But all of this being said, it's important to just recognize, as I often say, as human animals, we are all subject to the pitfalls of long-term relationships, in the sense that desire does wane and change and morph unless we keep our eye on the ball and really cultivate that exhilaration of, as best we can, of the new relationship energy. And that's not a factor of a relationship that's in deficit or wanting. That's simply how we're built as human animals. And so if you can start from that baseline to recognize that since we all are subject to those pitfalls of monogamy, and allow for the beauty of the relationship to be whole and awesome, and that waning desire sometimes that can happen as you're moving forward, considering, well, let me rephrase that. It doesn't happen because you're considering non-monogamy. It's just, the spotlight can tend to be put on, well, our desire is waning, so we're doing this thing, which is non-monogamy, in order to cultivate a greater desire. That may be the case, but that's not because your relationship is in deficit. That just is because, as all human beings in long-term relationships, desire shifts and changes and wanes over time unless you do something about it. Non-monogamy being one of the things that you can do to stoke the fire for your partner by stoking the fire within you for other people. So those resources are great places to start.
We could go for at least a couple hours on reasons why desire changes, and I'm not going to touch on that because I've already filibustered us once. What I am going to focus on is what I think the focal point of your question is, which is how to discuss it and how to bring it up in a respectful way. And I've had this discussion, and I haven't talked about having this discussion yet, really, to anybody, but it's all about threats at some point. Like, why don't you want to bring this up? Because your partner may feel threatened by something. They may feel unloved. They may feel like they're inadequate. You know, there's a whole bunch of things there's a whole bunch of pain that you may end up causing your partner if you don't approach this right. I'm sure that's one of the things that's in your head, and that's real, and that's reasonable, because your goal isn't to cause your partner pain and to beat them down over all the sex you're not having. It's to discuss the changes and see if there's something that can change, or see if you can figure out what's going on, or whatever it is. You don't necessarily have to go into the discussion with the goal, but you have to figure out how to start the discussion. And I think the secret sauce to starting that kind of discussion is letting your person know that you're there with them and you're not going anywhere, and you want to have this discussion with them, and it's going to be tough, but you want to have it with them because they're meaningful to you and they matter. And again, you're not going anywhere, and you can't repeat that enough, because, you know, you saying, hey, there's something I'm unhappy with, or there's something that I'm not getting from you. Even if you've been in non-monogamy for a while, that can come as a shock if you've missed that. If you've missed that cue, if you've just been too busy with work, or with other people, or haven't been spending the time with your partner for whatever reason, or haven't looked at them that way, it can come as a shock once you realize you've done something wrong, and then you start feeling, and then that your partner starts feeling bad about not paying attention to you, and then it all kind of spirals down. So you just have to let them know that you're there with them, having the discussion with them because you care about them and you want to be with them. Period. No matter what happens, you are there with them because you want to be with them. And anything else that happens after that is going to be tough to broach the subject of, but it can happen. And talking about desire in a way that isn't, you're not giving me what I need, but is more, I love you, and I miss this, and I'm not sure why we're not getting this. And let's just chat about where we are right now and go from there. And if you can end up steering the discussion in a way where they understand that, you know, physical intimacy or intimacy in general is important to you, and maybe if they can make a little effort to just set aside time to be with you, even if it doesn't end up intimate time, that can happen, because just spending time with each other where you're focused on each other instead of on devices or kids or other people or anything really can at least help start to heal potential bad feelings or heal potential conflict points. But it all comes from, for me, from reassurance that you're there and you're not going anywhere.
Can I weigh in on this real quick?
Yeah.
Okay. Something that I'm thinking about while you're talking and while we've been talking about all of this, and this isn't really specific to this conversation so much as something that's helped me whenever I've been having a difficult conversation in a relationship, is really, really checking your attachment to outcome before it starts. I mean, if you're having a conversation about a problem in your relationship or a shift that you're looking for, it's really hard to not go in very attached to outcome. But if you can keep your focus really on these are the things that I'm feeling, that helps me a lot. I mean, I think I'm going to go out on a limb here that we have all been on the receiving end of conversations that sound and feel very pressured just by their nature. You know, when somebody sits down and gives you listen, I'm feeling this way and this is what I need. And like, where do you land on it? Are you okay? Like, can we do this? Is this all right? And it feels really like, whoa, hold on. You clearly came to me with a want and you're just looking for a green light. And if you can get to the center of exactly what your feelings are and where they come from and be able to own them as your feelings, then you're really just sharing information and asking your partner to help you find a solution so that you can grow and move forward together. And that's been a really kind of helpful place for me to come from when I'm trying to talk to people about something.
I like everything that you just said.
Oh, yay.
I'll really quickly say that having the discussion isn't any guarantee that it's necessarily going to be that you're going to get whatever outcome you might want. But just the discussion is valuable. You know, you guys getting on the same page is valuable, even if that page is maybe for a while we're not going to be able to do this thing that I might have wanted. But coming to an understanding is valuable.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're going to take a quick break and we'll be back with more of your questions.
Hey Swing Set fans, we want your help. We're searching near, far, long, short, and wide for opportunities to bring our message and our passion to the people, possibly live, but definitely direct. If you know of an event or a space near you that may be interested in having the swing set out, let us know. Send us information at contact@lifeontheswingset.com. Thanks.
When it comes to online dating, we here at The Swing Set believe that Cassidy is the best one out there. It looks great, it's intuitive and easy to use, and it's simply full of potential sexy friends. Still the fastest growing online swinger dating site in the world, Cassidy has been our go-to site for the last 3 years. If you sign up using our link at lifeontheswingset.com/KASIDIE, you'll get some free time to explore the site. And you can decide for yourself if Cassidy is the site for you. Hope to see you there at Cassidy.com. So the swing set is going back to Desire, as the voicemail said. For 2016, we're going to do a full resort takeover. We are unbelievably already 41% sold out for our resort takeover. And,
yeah.
I mean, it's amazing. And that's 10 rooms over what we did our entire first year in Mexico. So we've said it every year, and we could not be more serious this year. If you want to come to Desire with Life on the Swing Set in 2016, please go to ssdesire.com and book. You only have to put down one night's
Deposit.
Yeah, one night's deposit, and you are set. So
yeah, no foolies, guys. No foolies.
I mean, this is really, we're not trying to strong arm you at all. It's just we had a lot of people on our waiting list who couldn't make it this last year, who are now going in 2016. And we want everybody who wants to be there to be there. So ssdesire.com for more information. We hope to see you in paradise. Welcome back to Life on the Swing Set, the podcast. We're doing a listener mailbag gangbang tonight. And Dylan, do you have our next voicemail ready?
Yes.
Excellent.
Hey, Swing Set crew. I'm having trouble keeping an erection during playtime. I have no problem when I'm alone with my wife or even playing with her while others are in the room. Progress the sexy time with other couples, I lose my erection if there's any distraction or downtime, including the time needed to put on a condom. I blamed it on the condoms for a short while, but even after sizing myself, buying sample packs from Lucky Bloke, and finding one that was tolerable, I was still having trouble. I bought some mail-order generic Viagra, and it worked pretty well the first few times I used it during playtime, though ever since it has little to no effect. I'll look around the room and see the other males not having any problems at all, and the feedback loop starts echoing in my head. What's wrong with me? Just relax. Is my partner unhappy? Why isn't the pill working? And on it goes. It's normally the transition from soft swap activities to full swap play that gives me the most trouble. I've considered falling back to being a soft swap only couple to take the pressure off, but I really like penis and vagina sex. My wife says I put the pussy on a pedestal. And I want my equipment and brain to work so I can enjoy it with others. My wife also suggested trying separate room fun, so I won't be distracted by what the sexy people around me are doing. We have never played apart, but I might be willing to try this. Do you have any advice on how to keep your erection despite distractions and possibly techniques to keep the feedback loop in check? Thanks. Looking forward to your answers.
And now it's Cooper's turn to filibuster.
Can I just real quick, I was not actually laughing at that question at all. It was just the pussy on a pedestal thing was so 40-year-old virgin that it made me laugh.
I'm sure that's where that came from.
Okay, it's just I was feeling like a jackass because that was a really serious question and I didn't want anyone to think I was laughing at them.
Yeah, as soon as I heard that, all I could see was Steve Carell with that expression, putting the pussy on the what?
Why does everybody keep saying that?
Yeah.
So I know you got a lot to say, Cooper. I have some recent experience. I'm just kind of...
Can you please, can people please let me talk tonight? Sorry.
Now you know how it feels.
Oh, yeah, I guess. So this voicemail is me at the beginning of swinging, period. Erectile issues from stress, the stress of switching from soft swap to full swap. You know why you lose the erection? It's because now your hard cock is necessary for the event. And that's what sets you into the panic loop. I would say the solution is not to pull back and go to soft swap. The solution is to not make that penetrative sex the destination unless it happens. Because pulling back and going to soft swap, all it does is take this thing you want to do off the menu, and you don't want to do that. But if you let your playmate know that you occasionally have some trouble, and if you have trouble, you focus on things like eating pussy. You know, that pussy that's on the pedestal. Take it down off the pedestal and you lick it until you're not thinking about the erection that's not happening. And there's a good chance it'll happen again. But I also totally get the looking around the room and focusing on everybody else who clearly seems to be having sex better than you. And I'm saying it this way because I know that's how you're feeling it. And I'm using this to demonstrate that that is a very common thing, because you're not seeing their quote-unquote failures, because they're not showing them to you. They're not announcing it to the room when they aren't staying hard, because why would they? So they could be having any number of issues all by themselves. So what you need to do is distract yourself with your playmate. And that's why I always go to the pussy eating. And if it helps, she can wrap her legs around your fucking head and squeeze until you hear nothing of what's going on in the rest of the room, because that is helpful. I will caution about the mail order off-market Viagra. The problem with those things is not just that the FDA hasn't approved them. It's that there's a whole lot of miscellaneous in those. And the problem is you'll never know what that miscellaneous is. So that, and this is coming from someone who has taken those. So my big advice is to just try to distract yourself from your cock that won't get hard. Because it's because you're thinking about it that it's not getting hard. And separate room also works. I did separate room only for a couple months at the beginning of swinging, and then it wasn't as much of a problem anymore when it came back.
I've got to weigh in, all of that being obviously excellent advice and coming from firsthand experience. And I feel like it's just, I don't know, this may be more of just a vent than anything else, but it just bums me out. It bums me out that there's this pressure that keeps guys from their pleasure because of, performance concerns or just pressure put on oneself or distractions in the room or what have you, that, it comes down to being able to do the best you can to tune into the pleasure. Not that that's a solution all the time, because I get it. It's complicated. It's super complex to have all this stuff going on around you and really wanting to fuck, but not being sure that your body's going to cooperate. So you question. But all of that being said, I that taking the pressure off piece. So if we do that, so say we take the pressure off, then it kind of leaves this vacuum. Like, what do we put in its place? And I recommend that putting in its place, just like you're saying, Coop, like just dive into the pleasure, whether it's dive into the pussy or dive into a really delicious hand job or a blow job that you're getting. And it doesn't matter if your cock is hard or not, but if you relax into the pleasure, then stuff starts to click. And I feel like I have this visual of that erectile dysfunction stuff that happens in the traffic of group sex or a swap. And it varies by person. Like, it's made up of different like bricks, if you will. And you have to like deconstruct it. Each person has to deconstruct it for themselves. But at the same time, just diving into that pleasure is the important part of the puzzle. So just letting go of all of the other stuff and just letting it go. Like, sure, like sometimes this happens to me, but if I soak in all of this pleasure, whatever happens, happens. And I'm not going to let my sexual experience, live or die tonight according to whether I get hard or not. And we're making it sound like it's simple, and I appreciate that it's not. But if you are feeling the hands on you, feeling the mouths on you,
enjoying that flaccid blowjob that doesn't come around often because you're often hard.
Exactly. And if you're enjoying those things, but you have this constant, merry-go-round of worries or concerns in your brain, then you're not really in the pleasure. And so I feel like that in and of itself is a skill you can practice with your partner. And so you can get really good at, what Masters and Johnson have always told us is awesome, sensate focus, where you really relax into receiving the stimulus that you're getting on your body and in your mind in a very sexy way. And really pushing aside that merry-go-round of concerns. And you can practice that just like it's a muscle. You can strengthen that muscle with your partner by tuning into how their hands feel and their mouth feels and whatever on your body before you go into a group sex experience or a swap, and get used to doing that and just see how that works. See how that tuning into the pleasure as a skill can move you beyond some of the concerns you might have.
And as a person who has been with some people, nothing makes me more...
I love how you start things, Katie. Go on.
Well, as a person who has been with some people, nothing makes me more giddy than when those people can say to me point blank, hey, listen, this is the thing. I'm probably either not going to get hard or I may not be able to stay hard. These are some things that may help me if you are at a point where you can identify things that help you. But even if you're not, just saying it and seeing the person you're about to be with being like, oh, all right, cool. I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
you don't have to be so terrified of it. And, you know, it kind of just begins this shame loop when you're talking to someone that you're about to like get frisky with. You don't want them to know, right? You're scared and you're just going to hope that you can get through it and hope that it won't happen this time and hope that it won't have to be a thing. But you're already just going to psych yourself up so much in that. I feel like you're setting yourself up for failure a little bit to try and hide it and hope it's not a thing, because there's going to be a tiny little part of your brain the whole time that's living in fear. And I'm saying this as a person who doesn't have a dick, so I'm totally not trying to mansplain your dick to you.
But who does live in fear sometimes.
Oh, almost constantly. So, so really, if you can cut the shame loop off at the pass, whether you have suggestions or things that you can ask for, I think you'll be surprised how willing someone you're about to be with will be if you say, if this happens, this is something that I really need you to do, or this is something that I really don't want you to do if that happens. But mostly, I just want you to be aware and know that if I can't get or stay hard, that has nothing to do with how into you I am or how into this I am. I would love to keep playing with you, and we can maybe just find something else to do. Like, set it free. Set the penis free.
Hashtag set the penis free.
Yes.
I just want to mention that swinging isn't a transaction-based activity, right? You're not getting to play with somebody on the condition that you then get hard and fuck somebody. And so the person that you're with wants to be with you for whatever reason they were attracted to you or they're into you, whatever. And you can trust that. You know, you might not have met this person until 2 hours ago. So you can't trust anything past that, but you can trust that they were into you and they wanted to get naked with you. And they want to be with you. And that's really all that matters. Like, if you don't, the thing that has happened in my head, even recently, is, if I don't perform, she may not want to be with me. And it feels stupid to feel that way, especially after all this time, but it still comes up every so often. And it's not about that when you're with somebody. You're just enjoying time together. And you're not giving something because you got something. So, I don't know if that popped up into your head at all, but it's popped up into mine recently. And it's popped up into my head when I was with one person in a room by ourselves. So, not even group play. Just, what a weird time for something like that to surface. But that's what popped up in my head.
Dylan, your thoughts about transactional is very important, because it's also, I think, the thing that makes people who have a full swap experience feel like if their partners are having penetrative sex and they're not fulfilling their end of the bargain, or they're not getting that quantifiable action out of the experience. And I think that also may be a part of this. So just recognizing that you are going in to have an experience can help.
And by the way, you performing is you making sure that the person you're with has a good time.
Yes.
So,
yes.
Yeah.
And fingers and toys.
Uh-huh.
You carry an Enjoy 11 around everywhere. There's always something to do.
It is the blunt instrument of orgasm that Cooper desires.
Okay, let's go to our next voicemail.
Love you guys. I've got a question for the show. My longtime wife and I are disentangling ourselves via divorce after about 23 years of marriage. We've been poly for about 4 years, and we've swung for probably longer than that, and we're even part of a quad for 3 years. My girlfriend and I have been dating as well for 2 of those years. And with the divorce currently in process, I felt much more open to trying new things, new partners, and so on. My girlfriend and I have been doing some dating together, with some fucking around together, and I found a new friend with benefits. My girlfriend has been having some fairly severe anxiety issues about me playing with others. She's getting triggered after we play, or even when I visited one of our mutual friends not to play. These are full panic attacks, and so we've done lots of processing. To her credit, she's owning her shit and frankly really down on herself for having J-word issues. I tell her she should own her feelings, giving lots of reassurance. So we've been working together on this. We've agreed on a protocol, giving some prior notice before visits or play with others, and we've decided to put off sex with others for a few weeks so her system can settle down. This has been pretty rough on me and her as well. So, any advice or reassurances? I'd love to hear if the Swing Set crew has anything for us. Thanks a lot, Dr. D.
I'm having about 15 things fly through my head at the moment, and I'm having a problem picking out one. So I'm gonna spit out the one thing that is connecting with me right now. So you're it sounds like you're doing pretty much everything right,
and they're communicating.
Yeah, you're communicating about it. You're giving her space. You're respecting that her feelings are valid, and also, you know, appreciating that she's owning them, even if they do feel silly and she's getting down on herself for it. All that you can really do is let her know that you know that those feelings that she's having aren't something that she's choosing to have, and that she's having them, and that they're hers, and that, you know, they're meaningful and they mean something and they're worth something. Whether it means you take time to kind of process things and work through things, or whether it's something that you can, you know, actively kind of work out quickly, it doesn't really matter. But what we all feel matters, and you know, you may end up coming up with feelings later that are equally as uncomfortable, and it's a big comfort to know that the person that they're about, or the person that you're processing them with, is not holding. They're not holding those feelings against you. They are not holding those feelings against you. So I would just make sure to throw that in, that, you know, there's no time limit on processing these things, that you understand this stuff happens and it's okay.
One thing is that by the time this episode comes out and we're answering your question, 2 episodes ago we had pretty much a very in-depth discussion over the effect on play partners when you're going through a divorce. And I think it is important to recognize that is traumatic for all involved. Whether they're directly involved is in partners going through the divorce, or satellite involved. And jealousy comes from nowhere and pounces as soon as it has an opening, and that's a big one. So I think shutting down the relationship, while it may be an extreme reaction and something you're not always going to be able to do, I think it's a good idea to have that, to keep talking and just recognize that you may need to give a lot of post-divorce aftercare to each other.
I'll just weigh in with a very brief bit that is reiterating the fact that empathy and connection and caring for each other through all of it, doing the best you can, which it sounds like you are doing, is honoring the relationship you have and the type of relationship that you've been living with together for a long time. And sometimes that's just the best we can do, is continue to give that and put one foot in front of the other, and know that that type of disentangling is a process.
It'll get better. Seriously, it'll get better. You're doing everything right. I can't emphasize that enough. Like, I'm sitting here grinning like a little bit of an idiot because you're taking something that's painful to you, and it's painful and annoying to her, and dealing with it. You're giving her space. You're taking the time. Just stay the course, man. It's going to get better.
And I'm giggling, Dylan, because even if I know you're right, I've wanted to smack anyone who's ever told me that it's going to get better.
I felt bad for saying it too.
Including
okay?
Dan Savage.
I felt really bad.
Everyone.
I didn't want to make fun of the, like, it gets better thing for gay and trans under children. I didn't want to say it, but I needed to say it. So.
Well, no, it's not even because of that. It's because, God, I mean, yeah, of course it's going to get better eventually, but I don't want to hear that it's going to get better. I want to hear how to make it better. I want to hear the cheat code. I want the up, down, A, B, B. How do I make this go away now? Fuck your later. Fuck this, the sun will come out tomorrow bullshit. I want the quick fix. And it really, really sucks when you have to sit with the fact that there isn't one. There isn't a secret door you haven't found. There isn't a shortcut. This isn't like Sonic where you could just go at hyperspeed for a little bit and get where you need to go.
Well, no, he's taken the shortcuts. I mean, all the shortcuts that are necessary that are available.
Well, he hasn't found the warp zone yet, Dylan.
Well, listen,
Dr. Wily is not getting any easier. It was Dr.
I just like
Wily
to instigate
Sonic,
and pull
right?
back.
No, Dr. Wily was Mega Man in Sonic.
Oh, it was the Eggman in Sonic.
Yeah, the guy.
Excuse me, gentlemen.
Yes?
Well, you brought up Sonic. What were you thinking?
I was thinking that you'd be able to control yourself.
Well, you obviously don't know either of us.
Oh my goodness, I guess not.
No, listen, there's a level of frustration with knowing that you're stuck in the middle of something that's going to feel better and you don't know how to make it go any faster because you know it's going to feel better. Okay. You know what? There is something small that makes it feel a little bit better. And yes. And if that only lasts for the time it takes to jerk off, finding somebody else that has gone through the same thing and is safe to talk to and kind of, yell out your frustrations in ways that might actually be, kind of offensive or kind of, disrespectful, but that you can do because you can express your feelings that are coming up and have them respected by somebody. I have gone through significant problems before with both my wife and other people, and I generally hold that shit in, but the times when I have felt okay enough to talk to somebody else and say, listen, I want to express some stuff to you because I need to express it, but it's really vile shit. Will you let me do it and not hate me afterwards? Having somebody that'll say yes to that is fucking valuable. And it may not shorten the time it takes for things to resolve with your partner, but it'll help you help your partner. So maybe a warp zone to like World 2, Cooper.
How about a warp zone to a commercial break?
Perfect.
We can do that.
We'll be right back. Hey all, Cooper here to tell you the exciting news that my best-selling book, My Life on the Swing Set, Adventures in Swinging and Polyamory, is now available on Audible. As you may know, if you sign up for Audible now, you can get your first month and first audiobook free. So why not make it mine? Go to audible.mylotss.com and get 8 hours of newly produced audio content now. If you crave other methods of book consumption, you can purchase the DRM-free ebook or paperback, as well as the audiobook direct from me at mylifeontheswingset.com. You know you'd rather hear than read about my epic prostate orgasm. Why not do it now?
We at the Swing Set believe that being risk-aware and practicing safer sex makes our lifestyle exponentially better. With that in mind, we're partnering with Lucky Bloke, global condom experts and the best online source for condoms and lube, to say no to mediocre condoms and bring the most pleasurable, safer sex directly to our listeners. Go to swingsetcondoms.com to see a specially curated selection of condoms, lubes, and assortments to reintroduce variety and excitement into the protection portion of your playtime. You should especially take note of the deluxe sampler put together by us at the Swing Set for your party and date night kit. Making your condom purchase here supports both us at the Swing Set and the wonderful purveyors of safer sex, the Lucky Bloke. swingsetcondoms.com.
Welcome back to Life on the Swing Set, the podcast. We're back to Act 3, talking about gangbangs and voicemails and gangbangs and voicemails. And we're actually going to end this act and start talking about a little bit of business, because you know what? It is New Year's Eve. How do you feel about that, Cooper S. Beckett?
It wasn't bad, Dylan.
That's actually the best Ira Glass I've done, and I know it wasn't great.
It's better than the one you did before the show, which was also not bad. Now, really, the key, Dylan, will be finding the appropriate music to go with that intro.
That won't be a problem.
Okay. Well, one of the coolest things that happened this year was you got access to that toy box of music.
Yeah.
And what company is that?
All right, so it's the Monster Cat label, and I've been listening to a lot of their music for a while. Actually, it started with a dude named Going Quantum who kind of leads the Monster Cat label, but I liked his music podcasts, and it had a lot of really good electronic music artists, and I like a lot of electronic music. It just kind of led into the label that he and a bunch of other people put together, and I've been kind of listening to it for a while. They put out a tweet saying, hey, we're licensing stuff for a fairly reasonable rate per month. You should pay our monthly rate. And I said, holy shit, a ton of this music I have actually thought of putting in our podcast if I could just figure out a way to do it.
And he said, Papa Cooper.
I did say,
Will
Papa
for
Cooper,
to
can
you
I,
give
can
me allowance to buy? And I said, ask your mother.
And then Ginger did say yes. So
and Ginger, Ginger bought him the greatest gift Dylan has ever received.
And so I will tell you that the one of my favorite problems in the world while editing podcasts is remembering that I'm creating a podcast that everybody wants to listen to instead of just me. And so I stay away from some of the harder stuff, and I make sure to everything I put in is at least something that easily drops in the background and won't offend your ears. And if I get that mix wrong, then oh well, I guess I'll have to try harder next time. But I really enjoy inserting music into the episodes because it feels good, and I hope it feels good to you all.
Almost as much as he enjoys inserting himself into other people because it feels good.
Yes.
Well, we really appreciate that, Dylan. And I got to say, we've heard so much great feedback on the music in the episodes since we started doing that. So, well done is what I'm saying. Well done, sir. So I thought we, on this auspicious occasion of almost New Year's Eve, because I think it's the 30th when this episode drops, but tomorrow's New Year's Eve. Anyone have big plans for New Year's Eve?
I don't. I think I have to work New Year's Eve.
Oh, bummer.
I know,
going to
right?
an orgy,
Oh, hey.
Oh, God.
which is pretty
you.
cool.
Big plans.
I have big plans. I bet Jin has big plans with a certain someone.
Jin's got big plans.
Like her girlfriend.
Well, I put an S on the end of someone, so because it's it's the three of them.
Yeah.
Jin doesn't need no app to find a threesome, by the way. All the shenanigans that Dylan's going through, Jin just has to dial one number and boom.
No, that's actually not true, because I mentioned that I've been using Thrinder. It's gonna sound better coming eventually, but I've been using Thrinder for like on and off for a year, and I haven't actually made a connection with it.
Is it just because there's not a lot of people?
I think so. Like,
and probably most of them are men?
I want to say probably. I also actually paid into it for a couple months, and those couple months that I paid into it were, ended up really close. But no, all of the threesomes that we've had this year have been stuff that we've cultivated. I mean, people that we have met elsewhere and gone out on a limb and said, hey, you want to chat later? You want to talk later? Can I get your number? Do you want to chat over Google Hangouts? And, making that extra connection is all about reaching out a little bit past your comfort zone and doing it. And I've watched Prof be completely shameless in how he goes up to people and cultivates things. And I've watched Ginger be smooth as all fuck when going up to another woman and looking at her man at the same time and being like, hey, you two, how you doing?
Yeah, she's almost like, hey, let's go.
Yeah.
You, come on.
Yep.
Hot tub bed's not going to get fucked on all by itself. Watching Jin pick people up is a thing of beauty.
Jin, I watched you pick up a ton of people this year, but I don't think like in Desire, but I don't think I actually watched you get fucked or do with the fucking.
Aw.
Really?
Did you do it all in private this year?
Oh, geez, no, actually.
Well,
Apparently, I mean, Prof and I did something brand new this year at Desire. Brand new. Never once in our entire everything ever have we ever done it, which was an afternoon delight early in hot tub happy hour on the hot tub beds.
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah. So no, that was like super awesome. It was actually a funny little snippet from our trip, which was we got up there and there was no one in the hot tub. We were by ourselves other than the bartenders just doing their thing, getting ready for the onslaught, the invasion of hot tub happy hour patrons. And so we were like, ooh, perfect. So we had some sexy sex and then we dozed off because we hadn't siesta'd. So we totally dozed off and we woke up to people having sex on the bed next to us. And like literally out of a sound dead, I mean, we were probably both snoring and drooling. It was that kind of nap. And we woke up to people having sex on the bed next to us. And I'm laying kind of on my back and Prof's kind of laying on his side. And I was like, ooh, that's hot. And so I kind of moved around so I could kind of watch. And as I was waking up, just kind of enjoy the show, which was fabulous. And Prof, all of a sudden I feel him kind of like lean into my thigh and I was like, what's going on there? And he said, I think I can rally. And I was like, now? Like now? Didn't we just do this? And so he rallied. So that was the sex that happened during hot tub happy hour when people were there. So I guess we had a double afternoon delight.
Wow.
So it was awesome, but there's nothing much cooler than just waking up to people having sex right next to you. It was a treat.
That's very true.
It was a joy.
That. Yeah.
I could do it again and again and again. It was amazing. But yeah, he I'll admit I was a little bit when he said he could rally. I was like, really? Like now? Like can I have some tequila before we do that? Would you?
Maybe you could just lube up your thighs.
I totally could,
And
but
he
I
could
really
just go to town. I mean, you have amazing thighs too.
Well, thank you. It just
What I'm
took
saying
me
is I want to fuck your thighs. Clearly, Jen.
Okay. Well,
That's my 2016 wish, apparently.
Well,
that sounds amazing.
if you do it right, it'll look like you're peeking out of the front of her thighs, and then it'll look like she has a real cock.
Oh my gosh, that's even more fun for me. I'm
Jen,
into that. That's like
Joe,
super
and I
fun.
appreciate how large you think my cock is.
That's it. She does have big thighs, big
I do.
muscular.
Even
Yeah.
normal non superhero thighs would I mean their thighs are big.
Thank you. Thank you. I
Jen's are
appreciate that.
super.
Thighs are lust-worthy things.
They are.
Thighs are
lustworthy.
fun. They're
Jen,
really fun.
I like that. I could not wrap both of my hands. Like I couldn't wrap 3 of my hands around your thighs. Maybe even 4 of my hands around your thighs. I love it. I just imagine. I imagine the power coursing through you when you're doing squats and deadlifts and all sorts of stuff. Just it puts me in a good place. Hey, Katie, how's it going?
Yeah, Katie. either hopes for next year. Awesome things from this year. What do you got?
Huh.
We can come back to you if you want.
No, this just feels a lot like going around and saying what you're thankful for at Thanksgiving, which I'm also pretty shitty at.
Yes, but it's better because you can say what you're really thankful for.
Well, that's true. 2016, see, I'm really, really excited for it, but I can't say why yet.
Because it's a secret or
that's
because you
cool.
don't know?
Because it's a secret.
Okay, then we'll come back to you in when you can say why and you can do business, apparently, I guess.
I'll do business.
Okay.
Well, sorry, Katie, were you going to do business like
No,
business right now?
Were you going to
No, I meant like pencil me in for future business.
future business?
Got it. Future business. Because
We'll
I
put a
do want to
pin in
say put that in the parking lot. We'll bring that back. I got waylaid by the whole desire
You
thread,
did.
which
You got
which wasn't-
waylaid. That's
She did get waylaid.
the
I got
best way
way
I've ever heard that
space
put.
laid. I did. But again, I'm going to get waylaid again by getting waylaid. I didn't get a chance to say that, yes, I don't know what's going to happen on New Year's Eve this year. However, I am guessing that we will be spending time with Eli, and it's still super intense. And it's kind of crazy to consider that wide expanse of 2016 ahead of us. And she and I actually had a conversation about that, about what we think this next stretch of time will bring. And I don't know the answer, but it is pretty intense. And I'm just holding on for it's crazy. I was going to say for dear life, but that sounds really dramatic. Just, I'm holding on. It's like a roller coaster ride. It's crazy and awesome.
Well, I personally am looking forward to something in the very beginning of 2016. I have 2 awesome, sexy friends coming into town who have invited me to their hotel for a threesome. So I'm very excited about that. Dylan, what are you looking forward to for 2016?
Well, I'm still stuck on the fact that you're importing a threesome. You're importing 2/3 of the necessary threesome. That's goddamn cool.
You should wear a T-shirt that says
from
"Who
2
wants a
different
threesome?"
states.
And it is what it feels like when doves cry.
It is. Prince would understand.
Oh, you better fucking... You know Prince. You know Prince.
Prince has that app, but he doesn't swipe it himself. He has a person do it for him. He looks over their shoulder and says, left, right, right. So, Dylan, your 2016 hopes and dreams?
I've got 2. Not only 2, but 2 that...
Is one peace on earth, goodwill toward men?
No.
Okay.
2016 is going to be the year of no for me.
Oh, what does that mean?
Ooh.
I've said yes to commitments, projects, people, experiences in 2015 that I wish I hadn't. I don't want to use the word regret because I can point to each one of those times when I said yes to something, whether it was a sexual experience or a person or a project or some work, that I understand why I said yes. I regret how it made me feel afterward. And I regret that I struggled so much under the weight of all the commitments that I made over the year that I felt like collapsing quite a bit. But the thing is, it wasn't just all those things that I said yes to that made that happen. You know, any normal year, I might have been able to handle it all. Mm-hmm. But this year I didn't. And I didn't check in with myself enough to be able to say no. So this year is the year that I say no to people or projects or things, because it wasn't all about people. Like, I don't want to oversell this. It wasn't like I had sex with like 50 people that I, shouldn't have had sex with and I should have said no to. I don't have people crawling over themselves to have sex with me. I literally mean there are a lot of time intensive things that I agreed to do this year. And, some sexual experiences that I did this year that I really wish I had not said yes to. And this year's the year that I stop feeling bad about saying no. Because I'm not saying no to the worth of the project or the worth of the person or anything like that. I'm just resolved to saying no when I actually mean no. And that's a big thing for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. That's awesome.
And to keep in your mind that no is a yes to something else.
Yes.
Because that's one of those mantras that sounds a little cheesy when it comes up, but it really is. And I know how hard you work. And I know how you feel about people who want to spend time with you. You really want to give to them of yourself. But the no to one person is a yes to either sitting at home by yourself and playing
Fallout 4?
Sure.
Cooper?
Yes, that's my obsession at the moment. Or to anyone else that you may want to spend time with. Or, even it would have been unthinkable for me at the beginning to say no to potential sex in order to have a conversation with someone else, right? Mm-hmm. Because, we're newbie swingers and it's just like, dear God, sex, it's everywhere, let's get it. because it may not always be here. Let's have all the sex. It may dry up eventually. But
Ew, drying out. Yeah.
I totally
Katie.
would do that now because you start to recognize the value of that saying no. So I think that's wonderful for you, Dylan.
And go ahead.
Sorry.
Oh.
No, there is the hokey, a no to something is a yes to something else, but a kind of combo version of that I like a little bit better, not because it is better, but just because it works better with my particular set of neuroses a little bit better, is a combination of a no to something being a yes to myself and also a yes to self-care. And it's not just I'm saying no to this because there might be something else. In that moment, it's really I'm saying no to you because I need to say yes to myself. And that one gets me through sometimes.
So, absolutely that. I needed a lot more really. I needed a lot more self-care this year that I didn't do, that I put off on purpose by saturating myself with projects and people and things. That was something I did on purpose and regretted doing. So, it is a problem of my own making. It's not like other people did this to me. I chose that path, and it did not work out well. But, like you said, Cooper, it is a yes to saying... Well, it is a path to saying yes to other people and other things. And my number 2 thing that I'm looking forward to in 2016...
Oh, you had a twofer. I forgot.
I did have a twofer. And it's to really spend real time with the people, the couples, the organizations that I really want to spend time with. And there are a lot of them. There are a lot of people that I wanted to say yes to that I couldn't, and I really want to. So there are also a lot of activities that I said no for. I'm looking forward to traveling this year to be in other communities and spend time in other communities, listening, speaking, recording, whatever it is. I'm building in time to do that, and then building in time to relax around that. And I will make a promise, because I didn't do this last year. I traveled a lot last year, and kept myself really busy, and felt bad about telling people when I was traveling because I didn't want them to feel like, hey, I'm just in town, but I'm not going to see you. Fuck that. I'm going to tell people when I'm traveling to their towns, and I'm going to try and build in some extra time to chill with people when I'm in your town. So just like when I was in Toronto, I am going to let people know ahead of time when I go traveling somewhere. And hey, if I'm in a space where I can hang out with people and that matches up with the people that want to hang out, I'm totally going to hang out. So that is my solemn vow as the ex-swinger president. So, Cooper, I want you to make a vow in 2016. Okay? This is something that I want.
Not my chastity, is it?
No. I would actually really like
the vow of silence.
If when you schedule...
Probably harder than chastity if we're really honest about it.
Because if Cooper's quiet, who am I going to troll?
That's true.
Seriously.
That's true. He would wither and die without me to troll.
Your symbiotic troll relationship is talk troll relationship is very important to the swing set
relationship. People, I wouldn't want to give that up for anything. So what I wanted to ask you though, Cooper, is in 2016, I would really, really like it if on our swingset.fm calendar where we put all of our podcasting stuff, you also put in some of the presidential debates. And here's why. Here's why. Watching the presidential debates is a priority of mine.
Yeah.
Now, this is a bigger priority of mine, but I really want to make time to watch the presidential debates. You don't have to do it for me, or I'm sorry, you don't have to do it with me. Nobody has to do it with me. I just want to do it myself because I actually like participating in the online discourse surrounding those things, and I actually like to know what the fuck I'm talking about. And as, let's say, colorful as many of the debates have been this year, the ones that I've watched I have thoroughly enjoyed and spent time absorbing and commenting on. And I'd like to do that more. So, if we can make that happen, and I know it's mostly my fault for not letting you know that was a priority of mine.
Why do I have to put this on the calendar?
No, I'll do it for you. It's all good. I'll take it.
Oh, okay. Well, then yes, go, Dylan. Go forth and do the thing you just asked me to do. I mean, I get that's cool. I'm fine with it. I felt, when you asked me to live tweet or live commentary the presidential debate, I feel like our listeners are already going to get more politics from me than they want in 2016.
It's been like 10 episodes though.
I feel like they don't need that from me more than they're already going to get it.
Well, okay, so
let's be serious, this is just a sideshow at this point, and whichever one wins, I'm still not going to vote for him.
Okay, so we've had like 6 or 7 episodes in a row where we've had the worst / best timey-wimey bullshit that we've ever had on the swing set. We are podcasting on December 15th, 2015, the night of the last Republican debate in 2015. So, even though this is going to air December 30th, that's when we're podcasting, and that's why we're talking about it. So, there you go, listeners. There's your signpost.
You could also just cut it.
I think Katie has a solemn request for Dylan.
Cut
it's not a request. It's just that's a lot of explanation. I mean, come on. When I'm the one editing my own stuff, I take a machete to my audio. I'm just like, nope, fuck that whole 5 minutes. That's gonna go. Like, I'll cut an hour of audio down to like 35 real quick.
But Katie, can we just take a moment and recognize that Dylan just used an Uncle Joey-ism? Cut
Dylan
out.
So Dylan, I need you to be very, very honest with me. Just look at me. It's just us right now. Just you and me.
I'm listening. Uh-huh.
Did you do the little sign language?
I did. I did it twice.
I tried so hard to let it go by. I tried so hard.
Well, he is now cool enough for Alanis Morissette to no longer want to go down on him in a theater.
So okay. So
Katie has
I need to make a point here since we're dueling editors right now. So I used to cut episodes down with a machete.
Now he just throws all that content at the end.
Well, I do some of that, but I realize like there's a cadence to this particular podcast that has developed over the last couple of years that I actually don't want to mess with. Like I used to cut things down, and they didn't end up being rapid fire. But we went from a real tight focus on a topic to a more breathy exploration of the topics that we do.
Right now, somebody is saying, those were the days. Man, remember when this show was about something?
We have gotten legitimate feedback that us giving topics space to breathe has actually been a net positive. Now, we can have that debate, listeners, and we've changed things based on your feedback. But at the moment, I think there's a good chance that Carnocopia feels better after it's been macheted, and Life on the Swing Set feels better when it's been laid in a little bit of dirt and given some time to sprout.
To sprout mushrooms.
To different directions.
I saw that episode.
Dylan, I want a Gentle Perverts editor debate. I want a full-on.
Yes, an edit off.
Oh, shit. Let's do it.
It's about to get real up in here.
I want this.
Before we do that, though, can we end this episode of Life on the Swing Set? So I would love it if Katie read the review that we got.
No, Katie's going to actually filibuster. I want to see how long I can sit here and talk that Dylan will still leave all of this bullshit in the audio.
Okay, I got to go get a drink or something.
No,
go on. I support trolling Dylan. I mean, Katie, there is little I support more.
Well, you go get a drink, Cooper. We got this. So,
well, I mean, in this unfortunate instance, I can't troll Dylan without also trolling you and Ginger. So I will have to save my trolling for a better venue.
No, Cooper's gone, man. Ginger's the only one here, and
I'll
be honest.
Leave that fast.
Ginger. Oh yeah, you did. And Ginger is she's the kind of girl that you want to impress. And so we need to impress her with our acumen and our intelligence.
Yeah, but I was making a point. I don't actually want to be like recording past 12:30. I'm an hour ahead of you.
That's a good point. We'll do this another time then.
We'll have our troll off another day. All right, whether Cooper's here or not, he did intro me reading the review, so I'm just going to do it.
Oh, he's here. Yeah, go please read the review.
There we go. Okay, this is a review. Do I read the name?
Yes, please read the name.
This is a review from Yarn Feminist, which just made me smile before I even read the review.
We actually have a name this time.
Yay!
They gave us one.
The best.
Thank
All
you,
right,
listener.
so
Thank you, Yarn Feminist.
Yarn Feminist says, I've been listening to this fantastic podcast for quite some time now. It's like I took 4 or more of my close, open-minded friends, crammed them into my tiny Prius, and now get to listen to their amazing sex-positive discussions while I drive around for work. I've had plenty of my own ooh moments while listening, and I've learned so much over the years. Because we're all friends here, I can admit that I often join the discussion from behind the wheel, and now I've turned my newest partner onto this fun group. I look forward to more thought-provoking discussions.
I
love Yarn Feminist.
I often feel like we are
crammed in the back of a Prius.
Stuck in the middle of you.
Oh my god!
all of that, and sometimes when podcasting goes a little long, I get a little bit claustrophobic and then have to try and claw my way out, but it doesn't happen because it just won't open because all the doors are broken, and I have to keep talking to Cooper because if you stop, then the bomb goes off. So,
oh my god, that was amazing! Everything you just said, I want it on a loop. It was amazing.
Guess what you got for Christmas a week ago?
I so want it. That is amazing. Oh my gosh, crammed in the back of a Prius. That is epic, truly. And
yeah, I'm calling shotgun. Let me be clear.
I'm calling motion. If you know.
No, I think
can I drive? I really don't like sitting.
No.
I think she's driving, Katie.
Yarn Feminist is driving. Her partner is in it. Her partner, obviously.
Oh yeah, she's got her newest partner.
No. Cooper's in shotgun. Yarn Feminist's partner and Ginger are in the back with me. Which,
and Katie. Don't forget.
No, Katie's driving.
I thought Yarn Feminist was driving.
I mean, I can ride in the trunk.
We got 6.
Is there a trunk?
We need an old-timey station wagon right now.
Or we need to end this episode so we can record the other one.
I get the way back.
Yes, Yarn Feminist, please downgrade your vehicle to an old station wagon with the seats that flip up and face out.
But it can run on oil, on like
just oil,
cooking oil. Yeah. Lard, grease, all that stuff.
Lard, grease, all that stuff. You can like us on Facebook at facebook.com/theswingset. Follow us on Twitter. No, I have it in front of me, and I'm doing the old version.
So
I'm reading it
for the listeners at home,
and I'm doing the old version.
We have processes and procedures that Cooper just completely disregarded because fuck it.
That he put into place.
Kids, don't make me pull this Prius over.
Okay, check out this podcast, daily blogs, articles, and toy reviews on our website at lifeontheswingset.com and on our site's Twitter feed at ontheswingset. Email us at contact@lifeontheswingset.com. Give us a call, leave us a voicemail, send us a text, 573-55-SWING. That's 573-557-9464. If you have an episode idea for us, please share. Email episodes@lifeontheswingset.com with episode idea in the subject line. Don't forget to buy your condoms from the Lucky Bloke at swingsetcondoms.com. And you can find our other great podcasts like The Intellectual Foreplay Show, The Kinky Geeks, Eat the Rudecast, a damn good podcast about Twin Peaks, Sex at a Go-Go, and Tell Me Something Good at swingset.fm, or while you're there, maybe you can listen to the Gentle Pervert Social Club, because Dylan doesn't even have time to listen to the promo for his show. Check out Katie Mack's other podcast, Carnalcopia, with Ashley Manta at thecarnalcopia.com. And finally, you can buy My Life on the Swing Set, Adventures in Swinging and Polyamory as an ebook, paperback, or audiobook at mylifeontheswingset.com and pre-order my novel, A Life Less Monogamous, and save 25% on the ebook or paperback at alifelessmonogamous.com. Thanks for surviving another year with Life on the Swing Set. Hope 2016 is good for you. Thanks for swinging by.
Receive all Have a sexy business? Love the swing set? Let's put these two great things together. The Swing Set Network has advertising and sponsorship packages available for our websites and podcasts. Email advertising at lifeontheswingset.com for more information. Thanks.
So right now, all the voicemails are in Act 1, but we'll move them to the acts that they happen in.
Makes sense to me.
Okay. Excellent.
And we have to actually come back from a commercial stating Act 2. And then we have to title it something.
And play the...
one of the samples that This American
Life music? Yeah.
Yep. Oh. Or something with piano or chimes. Or
that's it on This American Life.
Something else profound. You know, what the usual.
Today we're talking about... Now brings us to Act 2.
Today we're talking about boobs. And boob-related topics. So I wanted to tell you a story of the first time I saw boobs. I was a young lad.
NPR prohibits me from talking too much about boobs.
You know, it's fun. I can't actually sustain an Ira Glass.
No, I can't either.
It's too hard, and so I top out at like.
Well, he's got such a weird voice.
Hello.
And the thing
Hi,
is,
Jen.
Oh, hey, Jen.
You are very quiet.
That's the first time I've heard anyone say that about Jen. Anyway, I was just saying, like, I get the cadence right, but I get the tone of my voice wrong. So it's like, you know,
I do much.
Today
better
we start with Act 2. We're
and-
talking about boobs, and you know, boobs are kind of a weird thing because only half of the population has them.
That's Act 2. And so I don't know. I can't nail down Ira Glass.
It's kind of a relaxed nasal tone, so it's like
it's up. It's definitely.
Welcome back to
he's
Act
more
2.
New York than
Act 2?
Chicago.
Yeah, he is more New York. Okay.
But I mean, he's from Chicago, so it's weird.
Welcome back to This American Life. Today
That's close.
We're talking about boobs.
Yeah, that's close.
And we start this segment with we'll start Act 2. Boobs.
Okay.
And he does end with a question.
The key to the Ira Glass impression is having exactly what you're going to say written out.
Yes. Okay. All right. Hold on. I actually have something I might be able to read just to see if I get it. All right. Okay, I'm going to try this for real now. All right. So.
Are you recording?
No, well, I mean, no. I'm trying to the Ira Glass thing.
You
right
should
now.
be recording.
So I'm recording.
Yeah,
I'm recording. So welcome back to This American Life, where we choose a topic and tell stories. No, hold on. That's too nasally.
Yeah, you went too high, but you're close.
Okay, let's see. I can do this.
I support this, Dylan. I believe in you.
Welcome back to This American Life, where we choose a topic and tell stories around it. Today, we're exploring the discourse around internet controversy, and that's why I try to be the calm, considered dude on the internet these days. Still able to brofist dude. Fuck! I lost it. I had it. It's such a hard thing to grasp on.
You actually try to say brofist with Ira Glass voice?
Yeah, well, I did try. Maybe that's what broke me. But the thing is, like, I have to hear it. Usually when I'm doing an impression, I can hear it in my head. But and I hear Ira Glass in my head, but I lose it after a certain point. It's like it takes too much processing power to modify my voice to be Ira Glass and to do the question thing at the end because he does that a lot. It's like when somebody asks your name and you say, like, Cooper Beckett instead of Cooper Beckett.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like shivering now because I have to kind of shake that off. It's weird. I do like his voice though.
I do too.
I like I like his intonation. It just is very hard to imitate. Or imitate exactly.
Yeah, don't imitate.
Is that farting when you imitate someone?
I think it's a farting prevention medication.
Oh jeez. We should we should do fake commercials one of these days. Maybe for April Fool's next year, every single commercial will be a fake commercial.
What if this show is inside out, so it's all commercials and then very little content?
Oh Jesus. Oh, our listeners will love us even more because of that. Okay. So, wait, I need to adjust my volume. Hang on a second. Yep. Can you still hear me?
I can.
Okay, good. So, I was thinking that you have a lot of vanity domains. So we should build. We'll take like 5 or 6 of your vanity domains and build a real quick, and I can help with this too. But build a real quick product out of that domain, and then advertise as if those are those are actual companies that are advertising.
Okay.
And so they'll go to one of your banning domains and they'll see a product for sale, and then if they go any deeper, it'll just forward to lifeontheswingset.com. But and we try to make it as plausible as possible. So all of a sudden, we are sponsored by Imitude.
The key is commit.
Hello.
Yes. Hey, Katie. Well, I thought we really committed last year to Loin on the Swine Set.
We did.
God, why are we talking about that?
Because we were awesome, Katie. We were awesome.
I feel like there are multiple adjectives that would apply equally.
The fact that we had 5 articles, and there's Ginger.
Hi, Jen.
All right. It's still not showing. I have like a red, I don't know. Hello. I got nothing. Oh, when I tap.
Well, we hear you.
Okay, so if you tap your microphone with your finger, it's coming in.
Yeah, when I smack it really hard.
Okay, so then you do need to.
Sorry.
That's okay.
And she smacks her bitch up.
Turned it up, Jen. Turned it up. You gotta turn up the.
Where do I do that?
Probably in the Mac OS preferences for your microphone, or in GarageBand. There should be an interface for like turning up your mic in GarageBand.
Download more sounds resources.
That's not it.
Nope. Edit.
Also, Katie, you lazily saying "turn down" for what?
It's like my favorite part of everything.
It was a spit take, like legitimate spit take.
There's gotta be.
Oh, good.
There's gotta be isn't there like a turning up the volume? See, this is like a little volume thing.
Yeah,
and
there should be a control in GarageBand to do that, but if not, you can do it like in the Mac system preferences area.
Mac.
I wish I had like Mac system preferences that I could just change and do.
It's
No, she wants life system preferences.
Oh, okay. Or for your.
She wants Katie Mac system preferences.
There you go.
Okay.
I don't come.
Wow, look at you
now.
with the white Zinfandel.
Oh, that's why.
It was what was open.
Not.
I'm drinking Pusser's rum right now. It's from
What now?
Volume. Input volume. Hello. Input volume.
And that's not a bad thing.
Input volume. Okay, now I'm registering on GarageBand. So the question always for me is, why the fuck did that change from last time to this time?
It's a new microphone.
Seriously. A new mic, and it's probably more.
No, but I used this one last time.
Oh, then I don't know.
Yeah.
Didn't we have to order a headset for you?
Last time we recorded, I had the big, huge air traffic controller things that I'm wearing right now.
Big, large, huge.
Are you sure that wasn't when we talked last week and not 2 weeks ago when we recorded?
Oh, perhaps that's the case.
So you didn't actually record using them, which is why it didn't matter.
Oh, all right. Well, there you go.
Yeah, Skype does a lot of... It helps... It's very helpful in lots of ways.
Well, thank you for...
diplomatic.
Thank you for hanging with me in that. Like, I'm all set now, I think. Choose. Okay.
So, I've been recording Skype the whole time, so don't worry about it.
We're not worried.
We didn't really say anything that hilarious, so,
No, nothing.
What I was going to say is, we're obviously recording 2 episodes, and so I will end up splitting it up to 2, but there's no reason we have to, stop recording after we finish 234 and then start again 235. Let's just bulldoze the whole thing.
Now, are you sure you want to do that? Because isn't it safer to stop recording and save? Rather than losing 2 episodes, wouldn't it be better to lose 1? I mean, it doesn't take us any more time to do that.
No, fine. You're good. We're good.
Because we're going to take a break between episodes anyway.
I can see the...
Katie's got to get a whole nother bottle of White Zinfandel.
I can see
White
the...
Zin.
Shush.
Killing it. A bottle.
A bottle.
I can't be a box girl.
I can't tell if you guys are serious or teasing me. I just don't know the difference.
You just missed my lesbian box reference. That's all. No big deal.
Oh, wait. What? No, take me to there.
She wants your box, Jen.
I said I pegged you for a box girl.
She is. She tweeted it. So I feel she put herself out there for ridicule.
It's what was open.
It's also cheap.
The fact that it was in your house. No.
No,
Behringer
apparently.
costs the same amount as other much better wine.
Cooper, how long have I known you?
Yes, I know, and I'm still not happy about it, Katie.
I'm just saying, you have been ridiculing the wine that I drink from the day that we met. I drink cheap, shitty wine.
Yes,
leave me alone.
Could you at least switch to Moscato?
Katie,
it's sweeter, it's cheaper, and it's better.
To be fair, I'm sitting here looking at a delicious bottle of Mailbag that I chose not to open for this because I just wanted to finish its crap first.
Well, it's because we're not worth it, number one. And number two, Katie, would you like to share a couple of really cheap bottles of wine with me next time we're together?
You know, I've pointed out to Katie how to do cheap wine. There's nothing wrong.
So is that really what this is that really where this is coming from, Cooper? Do you actually care about my wine choices, or are you just stomping your feet that I haven't taken your recommendation?
He just wants to know that something that he cares about is in your mouth.
Friends don't let friends drink White Zinfandel.
Or try Bud Dry.
Or that. I care about you and your mouth happiness, Katie.
Yeah, I'm picking that up.
Wow.
I care greatly.
The more we can keep our mouths happy, the more we can, generate good mouth words on a regular basis. It's really
how surly do you want to get me before we start recording?
One of my favorite words.
Well, this is a gangbang the mailbag. We could get pretty surly.
Most of these questions are bummers, by the way.
Oh, you've never done a gangbang the mailbag? Okay.
No, this is our first mailbag.
Okay, wait, guys. Shh. Hold on. We're cool. Cool. Okay. We're in for a treat. We're cool.
Well, I'm glad we're cool, Dylan. Cool.
Say bitch be cool.
Honey bunny be cool.
Thank you. No, say bitch be cool.
Bitch be cool.
There'll be like 3 Fonzies here.
Also,
but what's Fonzie like?
Also, stay woke. Stay woke.
Dylan's not picking up the Pulp Fiction. I can tell.
No, I'm not.
Dylan, what's Fonzie like?
I don't know anymore.
He's cool, Dylan.
Correctamundo.
Oh, God, I'm terrible.
We're going to be just like Fonzie.
So, Dylan, your assignment is to watch Pulp Fiction because clearly it's been too long.
It has been. And,
oh my gosh,
believe it or not, Cooper, this might be the first major film that you have told me to go watch again that I've actually watched.
Well, if you hadn't, we'd cancel recording. I'd get in my car and bring over Pulp Fiction.
Wow.
Because that is too important. It's like the White Zinfandel issue.
Okay.
But I can't drive to Katie's house and gift her a much better bottle of wine.
This is Kendra Holliday of TheBeautifulKind.com, and you're listening to a Swing Set podcast at Swing Set FM.